What's
All
up?
right, so you know what's going on, everybody in Free Game Nation, everybody in YouTube, all that good shit down. Gotta welcome y'all back to the classroom. I am Professor Jokasey, and man, we gotta get into some shit today. Oh man, so the other day I had to drop this, response to a question that Sam for the P put up about who is it better for a woman to get with? Well, not a woman of the night. Let's say we just gonna leave it like that. And he asked the question from, is it better for a woman to get with the macking or the pimping? So I answered that question, but before I answered that question, I made sure I gave a great detail of what a mac is and what a pimp is. And a lot of people got in their feelings about that shit, man. Especially a lot of people who, view themselves to be the pimping. Well, not a lot. I ain't gonna say a lot. Some of them got, you know what I mean, want too much feeling this shit. And one of them actually responded in the comment section. So I'm gonna give dude his due respect, and I'm gonna give him the proper response. I responded to him in the comment section, but I felt like, you know what? Let me just do a video on this so I can put this topic to bed. After this, I'm not speaking on this shit no more. This is not a pimp in the whole channel. This is not a pimp in the whole channel. So we not finna turn my channel into a pimp and whole channel. This, you got. That's why I just told y'all I subscribe to Sam for the P. If you want straight pimping and whole talk, go to Sam for the P. Go to Sam for the P. Go to somebody else who do that shit. But this channel here. So after this here, I'm gonna put this shit to bed. At least as far as I'm concerned. If anybody else speak on it, if anybody else say something about the macking or whatever, I don't really give a damn. Like I tell you, I don't take stock in this shit, man. I don't put no ego behind this shit. I don't put no, oh man, these the rules and this nigga. Nah, nigga, you get one life to live. Nigga, you better live this shit and you better win. So like I say, some of the shit Sam for the P was saying, I agree with. I agree with a lot of that shit. I just didn't agree with Sam for the P putting the shit that he didn't like about the pimping on the macking. But who cares whether I agree or not? That's that man definition. That's how he views shit. Who cares? I just did the video so I can have fun with the shit. But at the end of the day, who gives a damn, bro? If whatever somebody else doing ain't fucking with your money, who gives a damn? That's how I look at that shit, man. Let niggas do what the fuck they gotta do. Let niggas think what the fuck they gotta think. Let niggas talk till they get a sore in their mouth. Who cares? But that's just me though. That's just me though. But I got to respond to the brother. I got to respond to homie. Let's see what his name is. His name is Prize. I'm guessing that he's the pimping. I don't know. I don't care. But for the sake of argument, I'm gonna give Buddy the benefit of the doubt. Cause I know it's a lot of dudes who come on YouTube and they getting their feelings about shit that they ain't even doing. Just like if you look at these gang videos that's on YouTube, you got a lot of goofy ass fans that's getting in their feelings. They taking sides on beefs that's not even theirs. A lot of these motherfuckers who be on these YouTubes picking sides, or my artists will do this to your artists, and my artists. A lot of them motherfuckers, they ain't even street people. Cause street people don't come on YouTube and do goofy shit. It's too much shit going on out in the streets. Niggas I know who still active, they don't got no YouTube. Niggas I know, my people don't support me on YouTube cause they not on YouTube. You see what I mean? But hey, we getting into something else. But yeah, niggas that's a lot of niggas that's really official ain't on this social media shit, cause this social media shit is straight police. I need y'all to get this shit through your head. This shit is straight fucking police. But hey, hey man, I mean. But I'm gonna give Buddy the benefit of the doubt, and I'm respect his mind for have all that go. But let's go off of what dude hit me with. He said, when you equate the government, the biggest tricks ever, the biggest tricks ever to the pimping, it doesn't sound like you know what pimping is. In fact, it's disrespectful to real pimps, Max, and all of the players of the game. The government absolutely hates pimps. And that's why the sentences be so harsh. The gang was founded on the hardship of our ancestors in America. And guess who handed out the hardship? That's right, the government. Okay, let me stop you right there. I know you thought you just said something real deep. I know you just thought you just dropped some game on old square ass Professor Jokasey. I just want to ask you one question, bro. Who you think was the first person to sell a piece of black pussy in America? Do you think it was the slave who sold his wife to the slave master for some money or for some what that cake, Martin, the white people pies? You think it was a slave man, or do you think it was Mr. Charlie who took somebody's wife? And he took somebody's wife, man. You know, we got to be real about this shit now. Do you think it was fuck ass Mr. Charlie who took somebody's wife and sold it to another fucking Mr. Charlie? Sometimes they let the man even see it. Mr. Charlie taking somebody's child, bro. Probably wasn't even full grown yet. And selling it to another Mr. Charlie. I just want you to think, who you think was the first person to sell a piece of black pussy, bro? Since it came from our ancestors, this is what you're saying. Who you think was the first person to beat a woman for not wanting to give herself away sexually? You think it was our ancestors? This shit, bro, all this shit that black folks in America doing came from Mr. Charlie, bro. Now, we may have put some swag on it. We may this language that we speaking, we may have put some swag on it. We may have made this shit popular. We may have made this shit cool, but this shit didn't come from us. This gang banging shit, Cowboys did that shit first, bro. This ain't our shit. We may have made it cool. We may have made it pop culture to be gunslingers. This ain't our shit, bro. We are peaceful people, naturally. We are people who is in tune with nature, naturally. We are a godly people, naturally. And I'm not talking about the King James Bible God. I'm talking about, man, we don't even know who our real God is, bro. That's how fucked up it is, bro. Because motherfuckers done everything that we had originally been stripped. So who you think, man? The game, the biggest pimp, the biggest tricks. Man, it's so much gain that come from these fucking people, bro. It's so much gain that come from these fucking people, bro. You don't think them people was telling the slaves, hey, man, you work this good, man, you work a hard life, man, you could buy your freedom. You don't, man, hey, man, look at the Nat Turner story, bro. You want to know about using gain to manipulate other people to go out there and work how you want to work? Look at the Nat Turner story. That was the biggest example of pimping that backfired, bro. Because Nat Turner was such a good preacher that the slave masters went to his slave master and were like, man, we need that nigga preacher to come over here and preach for us. But they didn't know that Nat Turner was going to cause a mutiny. So it backfired. But the government understood the game way before black folks understood the game, bro. The government understood this shit way before we stood. They gave us this shit, bro. That's why I told you on this video, when I found out who the real gangsters was, I ain't even really want to do that shit like that no more. I like, goddamn, bro. So you mean, goddamn, when these people tell us we got them leave, we got to leave? We can't cuss they fuck ass out? We can't throw bottles at they fuck ass? No, little man, that man, he got a badge. My dog set me down, and the only reason why I know this story, because I was 10 years old when it happened. The only reason why I know this story, because every once in a while, when the old heads get together and we chilling, they'll tell that story. They be like, nigga, I remember when you was 10, nigga, you want to fight the police, nigga, you want to go get the what? Let me, hey. That's the only reason why, because, man, so much shit done happened since then, bro. But they bring it up. They're like, that's when we knew you ain't had no fucking sense, bro. That's the only reason I even still remember the story, man. I remember we had to tell the police this nigga was slow. But bro, you talk about who came up with the game, bro. Who you think was the first person? We talk about who came up with pimping. Who you think was the first person to pimp out some pussy? Come on, man. Let's be honest. Let's get the ego out this shit now, bro. Let's get the ego out this shit. Talk about, yeah, they hate pimps. They hate pimps who they can't get no money off of. Look at that motherfucker in the Bunny Ranch. You think the government hate? You think the government hate Mr. Charlie in the Bunny Ranch making all that goddamn money? No, they hate the street level niggas, bro. You think the real dope dealers, no, let's take it back to the street. The real dope dealers, the one who sells signatures, not the one who sells ounces. That ain't the real dope dealers. The one who sells keys, they ain't the real. The one who sells signatures. The government don't fuck with them. The government fuck with us niggas on the streets. They don't fuck with the dope. I'm talking about the nigga who signed his name. You gonna pay 10 grand just to get this motherfucking Charlie to sign his fucking name. That's the real dope boy, bro. Once I realized what the fuck was going on, once I realized how I was getting pimped, I ain't want nothing to do with that shit no more, bro. I said, goddamn, these motherfuckers making all this money for signing their names, and niggas out here riding around with 25 years trying to make, you know what I mean, trying to make $10,000, $30,000, and the motherfucker sitting in the office, he done went to school for 10 years, he make that same amount of money just for signing his name. See, I'll take my ego out this shit, bro. I'll take my ego out this shit. I ain't gonna say, oh, that motherfucker a square. He done went to school and he pushing the dope. He pushing the same goddamn dope. Yeah, he went to college and he got his doctor's degree and all that, but he pushing the same goddamn dope. Yeah, that judge, the fucking police, and that judge, he a fucking, all this shit here. But man, that judge, man, let me shut up, man. This YouTube shit is the police, and I'm not trying to offend nobody. Hey, I'm not trying to offend nobody. We just talking about this game. That's why I say, man, I'm getting away from this shit because this is not a pimp and hoe channel. And, you know what I mean, I'm not on YouTube trying to prove nothing to nobody. I just, I respect dude and I respect his comment. So I said, let me respond to it. Let me respond to it. You know what I'm saying? So, according to him, I guess pimping was, created by our ancestors in America. And guess who handed out the hardship? That's right, it was Mr. Charlie. And we took the nothing we had and not only turned it into something, but we turned it into something that everyone else is envy of. Bro, ain't nobody envy of no street pimps, bro. Everybody want to be fucking Donald Trump. Everybody want to be Obama, bro. Man, bro. Cuz, man, I got you, bro. Then he say, this when he really hurt me. He say, you squares are funny, calling the pimps and the Macs that's really about this shit low level. Bro, Professor Jokasey is the Mackin', bro. You think I'm gonna call myself low level? No, I'm not low level at all, bro. But the form of Mackin' that I do is low level. And you know why it's low level? Because I don't want to do bad things to avoid bad times. I understand that if I make my whole life, my whole survival based off of what a woman does for me, I'm putting myself in a position where that woman is going to give me her whole ass to kiss. Not half her ass, not a quarter of her ass. This bitch going to give me her whole ass to kiss eventually. This is why I would never let a woman be my sole purpose of survival, bro. This is why I would never be 100% of the macking. I'd never be that. And if I was a pimp, which I'm not, I would never be 100% of the pimping because I would never place my survival or my financial status in the hands of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bitches. It wouldn't matter how far my game was, bro, because I understand, bro, anytime these bitches come up against the greater authority, they're going to always shit on the lesser authority. Anytime a woman has to deal with the greater authority, she's going to always shit on the lesser authority. This is why so many dudes are having problems with their fucking old ladies at home, because your old lady has to get manhandled by her boss all goddamn day at work. She doesn't have no energy in her to let the nigga at the house do it when she get home. She been following orders. She been submissive. She been biting her tongue. She been getting talked to all type of way all goddamn day. She don't got energy for that shit when she get home. You niggas, y'all got to understand, life is about balance. Stop tripping on your bitches because your bitch come home and she don't treat you how you want to be treated. She got to deal with the real pimping all goddamn day at work. She got to deal with the motherfucker who she knows she can't say nothing to all goddamn day at work. So yeah, when she come home, she gonna treat you like the tricking. Cause life is about balance, bro. There ain't no room in a woman's life for two alphas. The woman's gonna always submit to the greater authority. This one thing I learned from the nigga who y'all might not say he was the pimp. And I'm not even finna go down that debate with y'all, because, you know, he had his hands in more than just slanging pussy, because he understood that he couldn't put his survival, his financial status in the hand of one bitch. So y'all might be like, all right, the nigga you learned from Professor Jokasey, he wasn't even a pimping. That's cool. I'm not even here to debate y'all with that. But this one thing I learned from this nigga here: you don't put your financial status in the hands of a bitch. You just don't do that. And another thing I learned is a woman is going to always submit to the greater authority. So that means it don't matter what type of game you give a bitch. Because these niggas that come on YouTube and they'll tell you, hey, man, you niggas getting stitched on by your hoes and all this shit here because you ain't lacing the bitch right and you ain't doing the shit right. You ain't telling the bitch what to do when the people come. It don't matter what type of game you give a bitch. When them people get your bitch in that room and they start talking about taking her children and they start talking about doing all this and they start talking about doing all that, the bitch is going to submit to the greater authority. I'm giving too much game on goddamn YouTube for fucking free right now. I'm giving too much fucking game, nigga. The bitch going to submit to the greater authority. Because that's the game. Her survivor instincts is gonna kick in. She gonna submit to the greater fucking authority. It don't matter what type of bug you drop in that bitch, yo. But I respect bro for coming. I even respect bro for calling me a square. You know, I'd be that. But he's talking about what's really funny, you squares calling the Max and the Pimps who really about that game low level. Then he ended his shit with, where else would you have gotten the game from? Then this what made me question your pimping, bro, when you dropped the LOL. I said that wasn't pimpish. I said this nigga hit me with the LOL. But hey, I'm respect you. Where else would I got in the game from? Bro, this is what I want you to do. I want you to turn on Fox News. Just turn on Fox News. Turn on the square shit. And I want you to listen to how much game these people is kicking to the public on a day-to-day basis. How much bullshit they kicking to the public to lead the sheep, to lead the herd, to do all this manipulation. I'm going to tell you something right now. I keep telling y'all, every time I come on here and I disagree with y'all, I'm going to give y'all an out. Every time I come on here, I'm going to give you niggas an out so you niggas can say Professor Jokasey don't know what the fuck he talking about. Here's your out. Here's the out that I'm finna give you so you can say I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Majority of my game came from bitches, bro. Oh, shit. Did this nigga just say the majority of his fucking game came from bitches? Yeah. Majority of my game came from bitches. Because this is what most niggas don't understand, bro. This is what I learned from watching the nigga up close and personal do this shit. You can't find a bitch that's gonna hold for you who don't want to hold for you. 9 times out of 10, when a woman do seek out somebody to be her daddy, that's what we're gonna call it, it's because she a nympho. It's because she want to have sex under control, she want the circumstances to be as controlled as much as possible. That nympho shit is dangerous. That horse shit is dangerous. So she'll go out and she'll solicit a pimp to preside over her, trying to enjoy her life. Most of the time. He might have some other circumstances, but most of the time, it's just a bitch trying to enjoy her life in the safest way possible. Because just like Spike Lee said on that movie, sometimes she just gotta have it. Other times that ain't 100% of the time, but you got other bullshit that going on. And let me stop talking about this shit, man. Like I said, man, like, dude, I want everybody to understand that Professor Jokasey is just talking for entertainment. Half this shit that I'm saying, I'm gonna put it out right now. It ain't real. So I know the people listening. It ain't real. All this shit is for YouTube entertainment. YouTube entertainment. Now these niggas who I'm talking to, they may be real official about that shit, but Professor Jokasey, I'm not about that shit, man. So don't be looking at me like, how this nigga know all this shit? You know, I'm a very let me just shut up, man. Talking about that shit, man. I don't even feel comfortable talking about that shit. R. Kelly just got 30 years, bro. And R. Kelly wasn't no goddamn pimping. R. Kelly got 30 years for being a tricking, bro. They really gave him that time for Aaliyah. That's what they wanted to get him for Aaliyah. They couldn't get him, and they just gave that man like he opened up the door with that shit with that goddamn Aaliyah shit. Goddamn man, that shit was crazy. But yeah, bro. Talk about what, bro? You get this game, but this game is all around you, bro. Where you got the game from? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just a square though. I'm a square with a 9 to 5 because I don't like to do bad things to avoid bad times. And I know niggas who just Mac, niggas who ain't got no type of job, ain't got no type of hustle for themselves. When them hoes get ready to drop them niggas start doing bad things. I think when R.I.P. to Trouble, I think Trouble went to a bride house who had a nigga that she had just dropped, and that man was living off that broad, and that man did bad things to avoid bad times. He seen Trouble up in his house. What Kanye say? Hold on. What Kanye say? Damn, Kanye made a song about some shit like that. Kanye say, what she say? To my surprise, a nigga replacing me. I had to take it to that ghetto university. What you say? Head home, I'm up the stairs. I'm on my way, heading up the stairs. Some shit, man. I'm trying to think all of the lights. Some shit. I think that's what happened with Trouble, man. And the nigga took it to the ghetto university. Cause the nigga was living off this bitch, and the bitch kicked him out. He probably left the house for a couple of days, came home, seen Trouble there, and he like, oh shit, man, I'm about to be homeless. I'm about to be homeless. This bitch, she done moved on for real, for real. See what I'm saying? This is why you don't live off a bitch, because eventually the bitch is going to give you her entire ass to kiss, man. If she knows that you are her sole purpose for survival. Now, if she see you getting it in other ways, then you know what she's going to do? She's going to compete to be your sole purpose. This is why you let a woman know it's other avenues. Just like if a woman see you fucking with other bitches, she gonna compete to be your main source of pussy. But if she knows that she your only source of pussy, eventually she gonna want to cut the pussy off. Eventually she gonna be like, this nigga, he can't get no pussy nowhere else. Why I'm getting the pussy? Same thing for money. He can't get no money nowhere else. Why I'm giving him money? Her whole ass. She gonna show you her whole ass to kiss, bro. she ain't gonna put on the sexy panties and give you the sexy part to kiss. She gonna show you her whole ass. This coming from a square, cause y'all say I'm a square. Y'all getting this game from a square nigga now. Y'all getting this game from an L7 ass nigga. You feel me? But yeah, bro, I appreciate that comment, man. Like I said, man, I'm not even gonna go down this shit no more. This is not a pimp in the whole channel. This is a game channel, bro. I'm teaching game over here, bro. It's niggas that specialize in pimping and horn, and they do a great job at it. Son for the P is a great content creator. Like I say, we just had that. He went in on the Mackie, so I said, okay, Son for. I said, you want to hear from the Mackie? You gonna hear from this goddamn Mackie? And you know what I mean? Like, it was all in fun, bro. It was all in fun. Nothing but respect for Son for the P. He do some things that, I'll be like, nigga, yeah, don't be doing. You got to let niggas know who follow you, like, can't be doing that. Like, when them hoes be calling, he was doing the show on the Mackin, and, he had one of the little bitches call up, and he was checking the bitch on the phone. I'm like, you need to let niggas know, don't do that. You need to let niggas who follow you know, don't have no bitches calling your phone, and even if it look like it's something going on that ain't supposed to be going on, don't be having nobody. That's like a nigga making a rap song, and he blowing up big rapping, and then he go live and he do something on his live where it looks like he's making an actual sale. See, now you putting your lawyer in a position where your lawyer ain't got shit to work with. That's what you. So. It be some shit on YouTube that I be looking at. I be like, man, this shit look kind of comical. But hey, man, I ain't mad at y'all niggas for doing what y'all doing, man. I'm just a square nigga. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So y'all be cool on your stool and understand they cooking with 2 peas in a pot and they ain't cooking at the stove ain't hot. I'm Professor Jokasey, and I fuck with y'all.